What is up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Random Encounter Podcast. Today we're on episode 62. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by Ash Destroyum.
Yo, what's up, guys?
And Phaneckswhy.
What up, what up?
And the Geek Show will be joining us a little bit later on, but we have a bunch of stuff to talk about today. Quite a bit of news actually happened this week. I didn't think it was going to be as busy of a week, honestly speaking, because the closer usually we get to that holiday season, the slower news starts coming. But there's still quite a few things to talk about. So as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are so close to hitting our goal of 500 subscribers. We're at 489 subscribers. Just need 11 more subscribers to hit our goal. So definitely hit that subscribe button. It does help us out, as well as share the channel. That does help out a lot as well. I know we can do this. I'm hoping to get this before next podcast, because next podcast we do have a very special podcast. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in to today's topics, starting off with a little bit of special news. Not technically video game related, but I'm still very excited about this, and that is Dragon Ball Daima was announced. And yes, I know it has nothing to do with video games, but I'm just excited to see some more Dragon Ball. And it's nice for them to go back into the original Dragon Ball type of style. At least that's what it looks like. Because one thing that I do miss is the adventure style that Dragon Ball had. Once we got into Z, we had some crazy fight scenes, but that's about it. There was really no adventure outside, I guess, of the Namek saga. Because the Namek saga, there was quite a lot of adventure there of them collecting Dragon Balls and stuff like that. But are you guys excited about Dragon Ball Daima?
Of course.
I mean, it looks fun, so we'll see what happens.
I know the talk on Twitter is everybody's hating on it because they wanted more Super, which I can understand. But
It's more split between the people that want a super back and the other people that just want something new, something different. So,
yeah,
it's not like a complete one sided thing. It's like it's split.
yeah. I remember I got into I got hooked into that drama when somebody saying that they want real Dragon Ball back, and I was like, it's funny you write that you want real Dragon Ball back when Dragon Ball Daima looks a lot closer to real Dragon Ball than Dragon Ball Super was to Dragon Ball. And because a lot of people they say Dragon Ball, but they really mean Dragon Ball Z, not Dragon Ball. Because if people remember Dragon Ball was a totally different thing than Z. Z was more focused on transformation, power ups, and just crazy battles, versus Dragon Ball being great fights, but also a great adventure, and that's what this looks to be like. So I'm excited for it. Can't wait. But while was Dragon Ball Diamond that got announced, there was some video game Dragon Ball news that got announced, and that is Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is getting another update. Again, like this game has been out for how long now? Like what, 7 years? I want to say 6 years.
I would try to ask my friend on that because he's like the only person I know that actually plays Xenoverse 2 religiously, and I'm surprised he was playing that game for that long. I mean, like I could see the appeal of it for like maybe a good 3 months, but I just get tired of it and be like, all right, I just want to move on already or something. So
Mhm. It was fun when it first came out, and then like you said, like it's one of those things that after you play it, beat the story mode, you're like, all right, I had my share. It's I don't know what would you call it. Like it has RPG elements, right? You level up, you get attack boosts and stuff like that. So there's definitely, and you have stats depending on like the armor or the equipment you get. So there's that stuff. You kind of choose your move set and your transformations and all that. And that was the thing that kind of like appealed to me was the customization of your character, which was pretty cool. And the combat was pretty fun. I would say it felt like a Dragon Ball Z like combat system, which was nice. All right, geek. Um, but yeah, I'm excited for it. Fan, have you ever played Dragon Ball Xenoverse?
Um, I think I played the first one. It kind of just reminded me of like DC Universe, but Dragon Ball style.
Um, I mean, kind of. I could see that kind of.
Yeah,
Not.
that's what I'm saying. Like it just reminded me of DC Universe, but Dragon Ball like style.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
create your own superhero, you pick moves and stuff like that from
yeah,
what's available in the universe, and then just kind of go about your day.
yeah. I
what's up,
can
Pete?
see that. I could see it being like, yeah, it has MMO aspects, right? You have a hub where everybody can, chill and talk to each other and stuff like that. Welcome, geek. Welcome.
What's good? What's good, everybody?
Yeah, we're just talking about Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 getting another update. Have you ever played the game?
Yeah, I just sold it.
You
The
just
one for
sold it?
Switch. Oh yeah, $15 on eBay.
Oh, nice,
That's
nice.
Blanco.
I still have my Switch copy. I have it on Switch and PS5. Yeah, or PS4 rather, but
Solid
you
game.
know what I'm
It's a
saying.
solid game.
Yeah, it was
It's
it was
solid.
decent. I'm just surprised that it's still getting DLC and updates and all that after 7 years. Like people complain about Mario Kart, and this game has been around almost as long as Mario Kart.
Don't start me on that Mario Kart.
uh, another bit
10
of
years.
news.
10
Yeah,
years.
10
It's been
years
10 years.
since the Wii
So
U. Wii U.
10 years.
I mean, honestly, when it comes to Mario Kart, like I always said, like similar to Smash, I wouldn't mind more DLC and more updates. Like to me, that doesn't bother me because it's like you go ahead and you buy the next Mario Kart, you'll have maybe new maps, but then you also have old maps. And like what more? Unless you do like a double dash and like a re-envision of how Mario Kart works, you really don't need a new
What
Mario
I
Kart.
do mind
Mhm.
is the Attack on Titan layoffs. That's what I mind. The 4 years in between DLC, that's unacceptable. That's what I don't like. I don't mind. I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that game than a new one to spend another 60 on, or 70.
Yeah.
But when you're gonna make it 4 or 5 years in between, come on, this isn't One Punch Man. Come on.
No, that is true. Like I
Anime
thought it was
reference.
done for it, and they announced the DLC. That was kind of blindsided everybody with that DLC stuff. But yeah, but speaking of Nintendo stuff, next week is a pretty crazy week. We have Sonic Superstars that comes out, I believe, on Tuesday on the 17th. Super Mario Brothers Wonder that comes out on Friday the 20th, and then Spider-Man 2 coming out on Friday the 20th. And yeah, it's a pretty crazy week next week. What games are you guys excited for?
Wonder.
Wonder?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wonder.
Wonder's the
Yep.
answer.
And superstars. I can't be leaving my boy Sonic on that.
Yeah.
When Sonic Superstars coming out again?
On Tuesday.
Tuesday? Okay, bet. All right.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to pick it up as soon as I can. But yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Both those games. Spider-Man 2, like I said, I want to just wait till a price drop happens or gets me over to PC and I'll be fine. So I don't think I'll be missing out as much on this game because like I can already see what's going to happen in Spider-Man 2. So I'm not going to be super missing out on this game whenever it comes out, if that makes sense. So.
It's funny how this panel, I feel like we're like the very few people out there that are just not hyped about Spider-Man 2. Like Spider-Man 2 to me is like, I'll get it when I get it, eventually. If it doesn't come to PlayStation Premium, that's if I stick with my subscription to Premium with that price hike. But I'll
I
get
haven't
it.
had PlayStation Online in a long time.
Listen,
it's been a minute.
If Logan was coming out instead of Spider-Man 2, I would have been excited. I would have been excited for it because I think we haven't gotten like a actual Wolverine game for like a good while. Like how long ago was it?
The last one was the Wolverine movie game, which was not that bad.
And then the one before that, I think that's the one where it was on the GameCube or something like that, or PS2, where Mark Hamill voiced Wolverine.
I did not know that. Yeah,
I didn't
Neither
know that
did
either. But like, yeah, I just want something different out of Insomniac. I'm pretty much know for a fact Spider-Man 2 is going to succeed irregardless and stuff because they didn't really change too much about the game except add like a wingsuit, expanded New York City, add new combo strings, especially for Miles Morales and Venom Spider-Man.
So
it's still not enough for me to get the game they want.
My biggest pet peeve for Spider-Man 2, and it was the same thing with the Spider-Man Remastered, was the way they changed Peter Parker. Like I do not like the way he looks. I no offense, but he looks a lot like Tom Holland, and now he looks younger than Miles Morales. Because I believe Miles is supposed to be in high school in this game, and Peter Parker now looks like he's like in middle school.
But I think nobody likes the new model. I think nobody likes the new model.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Like they were showing gameplay, and then you're looking at Peter Parker. It's like you're trying to tell me that this guy is older than Miles when Miles clearly looks older than him in this. It's just I can't, like, I don't know why they changed the model. I've heard the excuse, they're trying to make him look closer to, and we talked about this before on the podcast. They try to make him look closer to the voice actor. Like, you clearly don't know how Yuri Lothar looks because he does not look like that.
They look entirely different.
The original model looked more like him. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Very, very. To me, I think it's a shame that they changed it. They're probably just trying to capitalize on Tom Holland, the Spider-Man movies being popular, which I don't know. I think it was stupid, but anyways, like everybody else, I'm excited for Wonder. I can't wait to play it Friday. I played the demo in Best Buy, loved it. Can't wait to play it. Super excited for that. But speaking of other Nintendo news, there's some very surprising news last month, and that is one brand new Wii U sold last month. It was on the gaming sales chart, and a Wii U was on that list. And everybody's trying to find out who was that one person that bought a Wii U. I'm actually curious. Who bought the Wii U, and where did you find a brand new Wii U? Like, what store?
Yeah, that has to be some random mom and pop shop that still had it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who would have a brand new Wii U.
That or as
like a Walmart
it could have been from like a GameStop or something that's like closing, and they just happen to have like
they found
one brand new SKU out of nowhere.
That also makes sense too.
It
like,
happens. I used to hide stuff at Toys R Us, so I hid White Knight Chronicles and one of the Stormtroopers,
Hide the
the black
inventory
box
just so you can
ones.
get it.
And so when they closed, though, my old coworker, hater, I was talking to him about it. He goes in the back to get it, right?
Yeah.
He gets it. The boss just happens to come in. I don't work there anymore. And she looks at it. She goes, "What's that?" He goes, well, this guy hit it." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't even work here anymore." So he's like, "This guy hit it." But I'm gonna buy it. She goes, "No, you're not gonna buy it." She took that and the Sackboy that I had hid, and it had been
Wow.
sitting in the electronics section underneath the thing for about 2 years. That's what he gets. That's what he gets. Clayton. Yeah, I'm calling you out, bro. Yeah. It's a
Wow.
hater. So yeah, that's how. Sorry, just many stories.
That's funny. White Knight Chronicles. You're the only other person that I know that would ever mention that game. I've mentioned that a few times, and every time I mention it, nobody knows what I'm talking about.
I
It's
know
a
the
good
game, but I've
game.
never played it.
Same here.
It's fun.
Yep.
It the artwork kind of reminds me of what's that anime with the giant mechs? That's
Oh, Escaflowne.
yeah,
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
That's
That's what
why-
it reminds me of.
That's a good movie.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
the one they got.
Mhm.
That's the reason I got it because it reminded me of Escaflowne. I was like, yeah.
I still got that on box set.
Yeah, I remember watching that. They had that on like Fox Kids in back in the 90s on Saturday. They had like their own like cartoon block and they had Escaflowne on there and that's when I watched it. Super censored, but yeah. And I don't
Yeah.
even think they finished it because they got pretty crazy and they probably were showing it and they didn't realize what they were actually showing. They're like, yeah, I don't think we should be playing this for kids.
No. It's a lot of stuff, that we overlooked as kids. When
Mhm.
I was watching some Looney Tunes the other day, and I was like, "Oh, I remember the sexual undertones there. I probably shouldn't have as a little kid, but
Yep.
no."
That happens
So
a
there's
lot.
lots of it.
That
Mhm.
in and of itself bothers me a lot
Even,
because
even more so in Animaniacs.
yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
that in itself
Yep.
bothers me a lot because we already have these kind of jokes that have been implemented in the cartoons, but we can't handle stuff from Japanese television. Like, come on,
Well,
like
I
I
mean,
don't know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's another topic to get into because, like,
Yeah, it
yeah.
is. It is.
Oh man, but yeah, one brand new Wii U sold, so pretty cool. Hats off to you. You probably found the Wii U. You probably got it cheaper than it is to buy pre-owned right now. Honestly,
I hope so.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I actually just ordered or bought a Wii on
Mm.
eBay from a Goodwill in California.
Hmm.
It wasn't like came in the box.
Wow.
Came in the box, wrapping. Wii Sports still with the envelope,
Oh,
manual,
Wii Sports.
like everything.
Wow.
Like it doesn't look mint, but it looks like in like new or slightly used condition.
Good find.
Nice.
So
Wow.
and it was only like with shipping and taxes like $55.
Ooh, that's really good.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna homebrew that heck out of that thing.
Have fun.
No,
I
and
got a GameCube about last year for about the same price. The Indigo GameCube with the controller, all of it works. No box though, but
got
I just
lucky,
wanted
bro.
that Indigo.
I
Yeah.
miss
got
my
lucky.
GameCube. Every
Jeez.
time
I
a
do
GameCube
too.
is mentioned,
Yeah.
here, I cry a little on the inside.
I miss
Mine
my
was
GameCube too,
stolen,
but
so
that's the reason why
that's why I
I
had to
bought
get
this
another one.
Wii because it's the model that has the GameCube emulator or hardware built into it, where it has the ports on the top.
But you can't use the Game Boy player on the Wii. But
Here's the
then,
thing,
then you gotta find a Game Boy player, and you
Yeah.
gotta find the disc, which I think I still have the disc. If
Oh,
I
that's
find
right.
that disc, I might have to sell it because I know that
Oh, you
disc
can
is going
sell
for
it
like
for
$1,000 or something.
you can sell it for a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, why would I
Oh,
need Game Boy player? I don't even have any Game Boy carts right now.
You can buy they have the cartridges where you can put a micro SD card in and then pop it into the Game Boy
Oh,
player.
I forgot about those too. I mean,
Yeah, but if I already have a
Yeah.
Wii that I'm gonna homebrew, then I could just load it up full of ROMs
It's not
already.
the same. It's not the same. What were you gonna say, Ash?
I say like, I probably have the worst memory with the GameCube, mainly because like when I was a kid, I wasn't like the brightest. I wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. So like my parents always tell me, listen, if you want to get the new console, you got to trade in your old console into GameStop so you can like get the new thing. So I kept doing it over and over. The smartest thing I did was trade in my Game Boy Advance SP for the DS because I knew for a fact that it played Game Boy games. It was backwards compatible, so I was fine with that. But like when I trade in my GameCube for the Wii, And then later I found out, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Because along with the GameCube, I also traded all my GameCube games with it along with it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mm.
I cried a good 2 to 3 days after I realized. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
It happens.
I kept all my consoles. It was my, I don't think Geeks ever heard this, but I told the story to Fan and Ash, but like my brother is the one that gave away every single console I've had. And I'm like, man, like,
Mm.
why? um, but like, the only ones was like the DS. I had the pink DS. I'll never forget that because I got it on Christmas. And I was like, I went into a GameStop early in the morning because I had my money, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy this DS. And I went to go buy, it, and they're like, yeah, we only have pink. I was like, man, I'm like, So all right, I'm gonna pick it up. I don't care. I just want a DS. That's it. So when I got it, I kept the pink DS, and then eventually, I had passed it down to my sister-in-law for her to play it, and she broke it. But there's that, and then yeah, I still have my 3DS. Actually, my OG 3DS I gave to my son, and then I bought the 3DS XL. And then when the new 3DS came in, of course, I gave my 3DS XL to my son, and then that one we gave to my brother-in-law, and then eventually I bought my son a new 3DS XL, and then that one we gave to my brother-in-law as well. No, actually, that one I think broke, and I guess I don't know what we did with it, but yeah, I usually keep my old consoles. But yeah,
Well,
one thing I forgot. Oh,
let
you
me
gonna
just.
say something?
Yeah, I have to. I don't know if I mentioned it to you guys
Mhm.
before, but I'll say it again. It's been about 3 hauls where I've almost quit gaming. I've got over $3,000 worth of RPG stolen. Then
Mm,
GameCube,
damn.
Sega Master System, Atari, the Atari 2600, their box Nintendo, gone. I
Jeez.
had it in my grandfather's when I went to college, had it in his garage. My grandfather's, he's 98 now,
Yeah.
but then he was older. I mean, he was still old, but he left the garage open and somebody
Uh,
came in and walked out with all my shit.
oh man.
That must have
And
hurt.
then yeah, the I think the RPG is the one that really hurt me was because that's why I have a medium collection now, but I don't collect as hard and heavy as I used to because it looks like every time I get and I had somebody a homegirl tell me, well, you know what? Now you know just to get insurance. Yeah, that's in hindsight, boo. Some of
Problem
these
with the
like, can I get Jay Cocoon like for $20 anymore?
problem with
No,
insurance is that they're not gonna pay what it costs to replace.
no.
No, nope,
They'll be like two
You know,
nope.
dollars instead of
Yeah,
they're
because
they're
whatever
they're
you.
gonna
like
give me GameStop prices.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they'll go whatever retail price is available for something like that, and
Mm-hmm.
then that's it.
Yeah.
so I feel y'all pain. So that's why I had to go get a new one. And I had to go get a new 360 because when I moved back to LA, I had to pay my rent. So I had to get rid of my 360 at the time. It was the 360 and something else, and like some games. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh well, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I went and re-got that a couple years ago. I think
Yeah.
30 or $40. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. It's for me, like we all know like emulation is the option, but it's not the same. Like I was playing Smash Bros. Brawl on my Steam Deck today, but the ambient Wii sound that you usually get when you boot it up and you get the little like noise and
Oh,
everything, and
I
moving
miss
the
out
Wii
everything about
remote to hit the channel and then you get that splash screen and stuff. Like you don't get that, and I get it. You can set it up so that Dolphin kind of like emulates that as well. But on the Steam Deck, I'm not even gonna go through it. But it's like that little bit, like the little tiny bit, specifically on like Nintendo consoles that they do for just the main menu and booting up the games. Like you can't get that through emulation for the most part. Like we use the same thing. Like Wii U, turn it on, having the little ambient sound there, and then of course listening to the like the Mii's talk or whatever. Like it's just it's a lot of nostalgia, and for me it's a lot more nostalgia because back when I had those consoles I was like dead broke, like literally I was broke, and when I mean broke I was broke. So I had more nostalgia
Yeah,
with those things
it
because I was
happens.
grateful. I'm not saying I'm not grateful for what I have now, but I was a lot more grateful for every little bit that I can get. So but yeah, another bit of Nintendo news before we jump into one of our major topics is the Mario voice actor was actually revealed, and I guess somebody data mined it first, and there was like a bunch of people, a whole list of it, but they weren't sure who it was. There was a rumor that they thought it was one person, but that person said that no, they are not Mario. But we finally got the voice actor. I forgot his name. I forgot to write it on there. And I mean, I heard it inside the demo, and it doesn't do bad. job. Of course, he's not Charles Martinet, but I think he'll do good. Like he'll do fine. It's a different
He'll be
Mario,
fine.
and
He'll be fine.
Mhm.
It's I think it's Kevin Afghani or something like
yeah, that is his
that.
name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember. Who was it? It was one of the other podcasts. People were talking about it.
hmm
Felt like Spawnwave or might have been a post on Twitter or something.
yeah. It was on Twitter where they announced it. I think Nintendo officially announced it,
Yeah.
and I remember reading it. I was like, oh, okay, and I mean, the guy's doing good. He's doing his best to emulate Charles Martinet while also bringing in his own spin. And I like it. I give him props, right? Like, yeah, he's not Charles Martinet, but he's doing his best to be similar, kind of like what what's her name did with Ash. What's the voice actress of Ash?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forgot
What was
her
her name?
name.
I was just watching a video about the voice actresses of Ash, and it was like what she did is she emulated the original voice actress of Ash and try to keep it going. And you can tell if you put them side by side, you can definitely tell that they're different. But she did her best to stay true to the source material, and I think that's what he's trying to do with Mario, which big props to. The one I'm more worried for, which should still be easy to emulate, is like Wario and like Waluigi.
Hmm.
But yeah, so let's go ahead with our first big topic of the day, and that is Activision Blizzard King deal has finally finalized. Xbox finally owns Activision, Blizzard, and King. Bobby, I believe his name is pronounced Kotick, is still to stay as CEO until the end of the year, which is crazy because I know it was allegations. I don't know if they found it true or not, but I know he's done a lot of horrible things. And he let a lot of horrible things slide, and I'm not sure if they found him like if any of this was true. I assumed that if this was true and they found proof and all that, he would have been gone already. But having him on is kind of weird. Uh,
They're probably
but
doing have to keep it as a transition period instead of moving him
yeah.
out completely.
Well, it's till I forgot. I think the next 6 months or something like that. Like Phil Spencer asked him to be on, but he's still reporting directly to Phil Spencer right now. Microsoft also tweeted that they're already working on getting the Activision Blizzard games to Game Pass already. So, what does that mean? Call of Duty maybe soon? Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? We'll have to see. I'm trying to think. Like, I guess Crash Bandicoot. It's crazy to think that now Microsoft owns Crash Bandicoot, a once PlayStation, known.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
they own Crash Bandicoot,
Yeah.
Spyro. Spyro
Hmm.
games that we knew from PlayStation are now
Hmm.
Microsoft owned. I've seen people
Well,
saying that Microsoft should release the Spider-Man 2 game from the Xbox era, the one that's based off the Spider-Man movies, and they should just
Oh those.
they put it at
Oh
4K
god.
60 and just
Hey, it's still a callback to me. I love those games. The
Mhm.
one with Tobey Maguire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The narrator is actually unhinged in those games. It's actually funny. Like, oh my god.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get a Spyro remaster or remake.
Well, they already did a Spyro trilogy remaster.
No, I mean like a remake or
Oh.
like a new game.
A new game? Oh yeah, because the remaster is very close to like a remake because they redid all it. But new game, yeah, I don't know. I don't think Spyro. Maybe Skylanders because Skylanders were popular for a bit. Maybe they'll do
they gotta
Skylanders.
show me. I gotta see it. I don't want to be that guy, but I gotta play devil's advocate. I gotta see it. Just because they got them don't mean it's nothing.
Yep.
They have not shown me evidence that the Game Pass is amazing and all their computerized stuff, their HUDs, their everything else, except the thing you make a system for. Games. Where is Banjo? They bought them in 2004. Nintendo gave them away and ended up benefiting to make their own IPs. Where's Conquer? We thought Conquer was going to do something. What happened to Cameo? Elements of Fate. That was a GameCube game we were looking forward to. When it went over to Microsoft, they kept saying we're going to get it. We got it. Nobody cares. Where's Joanna Dark? All right. Now Call of Duty's going to sell. Call of Duty's going to sell. We already know they ain't got to do nothing to Call of Duty. They ain't got to do nothing to Call of Duty. But I can't even tell you guys what King did. It's probably a game that it just overlooked on my end. But I got to see it. I gotta see Candy Crush.
Yeah, King is Candy Crush.
Well, yeah, I gotta see it. I gotta see. They're gonna keep on making money from those things. But as far as them taking and breathing, if PlayStation, Sony didn't do it, and now if it was Nintendo getting Crash or even Sega, I might be like, okay, They know how to play around with mascots.
Mhm.
But Spyro's been spiraling around since the PlayStation 1. What happened to, and this is off topic, but what happened to Sly Cooper? These companies like breathe life into these. And all right, go ahead. I'm sorry. They got to show me. They got to show me.
No,
Microsoft has to show me
No,
that they can
you
make games.
you ain't wrong. There's a post on Twitter that highlights acquisitions between Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo. And it shows that Nintendo made one acquisition in the last like 5 or 6 years, whatever it was, where Xbox had like the most, and then PlayStation had like, they still have a good amount. I think it was like 10 or something like that acquisition, maybe a little bit less. And everybody's thing is there's like, and out of all of those, Nintendo has still pulled out more first party games than any of those two combined, which is true because like when you look at it, Nintendo does, almost 3 or 4 first party games a year. And they've been very consistent at that, right? Like when the Switch first came out, you had Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart, Mario Odyssey, and I might be missing something else. But
Xenoblade came out the next year.
yeah, Xenoblade 2 came out next year. What else was
Did it
that
come out the
year?
same?
No, it came out the following.
Okay,
No, it came out
2017,
the
didn't
following
it?
year.
Okay.
No, wait, no.
Because the Switch dropped in 2017. So did
Yeah,
it come
no,
out?
it did came out that year.
Yeah, at the end of that year, right?
Yeah, at the end of that year, because the following year, that the December game was Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it did come out that year. So yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So they did like 4 huge IPs, and there's probably some that I missed in between there. The following year, right, we had Smash Bros. They did port, a couple games. Fire Emblem, I believe, right? Or maybe not. Maybe that was the next year.
I think 3 Houses that came out a little bit later.
So that was probably the following year. But yeah, there's still
Yeah.
quite a lot of stuff, but they've been very consistent. Luigi's Mansion 3, I think, was somewhere in one of those years. But yeah, you're right. You're right on the money. Like Xbox still hasn't shown anything. They bought Bethesda, and we got Starfield. Like that's it. But Starfield was already announced before they bought Bethesda, so we can't really count that. They bought years ago. They bought like I don't remember even the names of the studios, but they bought a bunch of people, and we still have yet to see one game from any of those studios that they announced. They made a big deal, like, yeah, we've heard you loud and clear. You want games, so we're buying all these studios, but we're not making games. Now they didn't say that part, but it's like it's almost like what are you doing?
Why is Phil Spencer frustrated when he knows this? Why
Yeah.
is he frustrated? Like, really, all this time, that the motherland of video games is Japan.
Mhm.
So you need to partner up somehow, some way, not just on paper and just, lip service, actually do something
Mhm.
to appease to those fans. Even if it is making,
Yeah.
some kind of smart device, or like Sony did something, like they should have been doing a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what we want. You look at the numbers. Look, just like when we're on YouTube and Twitch and everything, we can look at the numbers and see what people want.
Mhm.
They're not buying this game. People, oh my God, with RPGs, people like Japanese-based RPGs. Yes, some American
Mhm.
RPGs, them WRPGs are good too. But you gotta have your meats, you gotta have your grains, you gotta have your dairy, you gotta have a good supplement of things to be a good ecosystem in the
Mhm.
console. You can't have just a first-person shooters in sports. This
Mhm.
is not Sega Genesis. This is not. And Sega Genesis didn't even have first-person shooters. You just can't have sports and action blood games like Mortal Kombat. Remember, it used to be you get Nintendo, you like the kiddie games, but on
Yeah.
Sega, because Genesis used to have the Mortal Kombat with the blood and the real
Yeah.
fatalities. This ain't that era no more. Like, you and bought up all this stuff, you sitting on it. Like,
Mhm.
it's a lot. They can make their own Smash Brothers game. I mean, PlayStation did it. They got so many characters now.
Mhm. No, I agree, and I think there was
I mean,
a
technically now there is Activision does own like one of those type of brawler games.
Yeah.
Which one?
It has Crash Bandicoot in it, doesn't it?
But wasn't it? Was you talking about the Sony one?
No, Activision. Like since Microsoft bought Activision now,
I think I know
Activision
what
actually
you're talking
has one of those like beat 'em up brawler
Mm.
Smash style games with like Crash and a couple other characters.
I think I know which one you're talking about. I forgot.
I
the
don't
name
know
of
which
it.
one you're talking about.
Yeah, I
did
don't
the
know either.
game come out already, or
Only one I was thinking the one with Velma and them.
because I think I know which one you're talking about.
I was thinking of Brawlhalla, but Brawlhalla is Ubisoft, I believe.
And I was thinking of the one with the Warner Brothers characters
Are you
in it
talking
that
about
has
Oh,
coming
Crash?
out.
DC.
There's Crash Team
Team
Rumble.
Rumble. Yeah, I
Yeah.
knew it was
Oh,
Crash.
Yeah.
Crash
Isn't
Team
that
Rumble.
isn't that
Yeah.
more like League
Yeah.
of Legends?
No.
Maybe,
No?
I don't know.
I thought
I
that was
don't
more
think
like
so.
a mobile like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Let me
mean,
double check. I'm watching it right now. Let me
I
double check.
remember Crash Team Rumble.
but no, I agree. I mean, Microsoft did say that they're looking to lean in on the Japanese audience now. And honestly, here's me. I'm gonna put in my CEO hat, right? My business hat. This is what I would have done. The minute I saw Jim Ryan say, "Hey, us as PlayStation, even though we know you guys buy PlayStation because you love Japanese games, we decided we're not gonna focus on Japanese games anymore, and we're shutting down Japan studios." I would have took to Phil Spencer, or if I was Phil Spencer, I would have been like, "Well, hey, us at Xbox, we're gonna pick up and create our own Japanese studios and create our own Japanese games. You guys like Bloodborne? Well, guess what? We're gonna play." Or we're gonna make our own version of Bloodborne or something like that. I would have went like, Liza P. We'll make that exclusive. We'll get that, even though that's Korean, but still, that had a Bloodborne kind of feel to it. Like, I would have just capitalized on all that stuff. You guys want more, Japanese games? You guys want to see Chrono Trigger? Well, we're giving Square Enix the funds to bring Chrono Trigger, back or something like that. You want Chrono Cross?
Remember, they did that with the 360.
Yeah.
The 360 had a lot of exclusive titles.
Yeah, we've
that
talked about
PlayStation
this
didn't
plenty of
get.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
And they
they
still
just
haven't.
like peed it out. Like, okay, we got it. No, we're not gonna keep on
Yeah.
doing it. Wait, what?
Like, people have been asking for a Lost Odyssey, a new Lost Odyssey at that. And I mean, I don't know if Lost Odyssey doesn't need a sequel, right? But a game
No.
that was as in that quality would be nice, because Lost Odyssey is a perfect game.
He said he doesn't want to go back on anything.
What was that?
I think Hero said he doesn't want to go back on anything. He no Lost
Yeah.
Odyssey, no The Last Story 2. What's
Yeah.
the new one he's working on? Dark Fantasy. I think that's his called. It's supposed to come out next year. I think it is.
Really?
Dark Fantasy.
I didn't know he was working
Yeah,
on a new
it's a
one.
Miss Walker game. That's the one is Dark Fantasy, I want to say. Dark Fantasy, Miss Walker.
Interesting. I haven't seen that. I might have to look
Yeah,
that up.
that's the one he's yeah, that's what he's been working on.
I have not
Yeah,
heard
it's
about it.
Hanabu Sakagachi is the name that needs the introduction. Yeah, it's Dark Fantasy. But yeah, he said because I had did a couple of videos on it because I actually like The Last Story
Yeah.
more than Xenoblade Chronicles, but I like the whole totality of the game of Xenoblade. I like more than The Last Story.
Yeah.
But the story, the characters, the battle system, the fact I can have 6 people and I'm doing Metal Gear Solid type stuff, but still turn based with action based, and it was better to me with those things. When Xenoblade, I love Xenoblade. But once Xenoblade got to a certain point in the game, it just became like really Deus Ex Machina story. It felt like they were just throwing stuff in. I'm just like, okay, for real?
Yeah.
The homie Dixon said it in the game too. If y'all get to a certain point in the game, no
Yeah,
spoilers, of course.
I remember.
Dixon points it out. He goes, okay, so now what?
Yeah.
And literally after that part, one of my homeboys, we was playing at the same time, and we were like competing for where we can get at the game. We're doing everything, and he got to a certain point in the game around that part what I'm talking about. He quit, and he still never picked it up. He's like, it just died, and
Yeah.
and I was like, I understand, but I put 100 hours and I gotta complete it.
Yeah, I'm trying to look to see if they have like screenshots of that game you mentioned. I can't find anything. Oh.
I don't think it's anything yet.
Look
I could do. Because I'm looking at
Look at this. I'm gonna
game-
switch my
game
screen to the subject. Oh, hold on. I gotta switch the scene. But I just noticed he has a picture of like his collectibles for all his Miss Walker games. And hold on, let me make sure I get my browser showing here real quick.
Where is it? Because I
All
just
right.
did
If
it.
you
I
look
needed
at
another name on it.
yeah, if you look at the stream, so he has this cool picture. He has a blue dragon like face player. So a blue dragon like Xbox 360 would looks really cool. Like, and then what's his other game he has? Another Miss Walker game for the DS
Cool.
called Archaic Sealed Heat. All right, I might have to look into that. I've never heard of that game. That Last Story box art looks dope. The limited edition.
It does.
That the one looks like a book.
Yeah, like if you look at the
Oh no,
art,
that's the regular one.
and then the Blue Dragon figures. Oh man, I gotta finish Blue Dragon because I've never finished it. I bought it. It was on a sale on the Xbox for like $2, and I bought
Okay,
it
here it
digital.
is.
Oh man.
Okay, here it is. Yeah, it's under. I found the article. Dark Fantasy is on under. It was under My Nintendo.
Okay.
That was from. Matter of fact, that was from last year, December 27th, 2022. They're working on. I'll just share it here in the
Mm-hmm.
chat here too. Um. Yeah, he wanted to get it out this year. Take your time, baby. Take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time. Take your time.
Interesting.
Oh,
Oh,
that's Terra Battle too. I forgot. That one I haven't even played.
it's a
I didn't play
it's a
Terra Battle.
weird like it's a mobile game, but it's like I don't know, like I didn't like it. I know he was really like into it at one point, and I was like, man, like this is not the game that I want. Luckily he came out with Fantasian, and I love Fantasian. I've mentioned this like a million times. Play Fantasian,
I got it.
yeah,
I got
you
it.
don't. I know you don't have any Apple products, but like if you have an Apple product, just sign up for Apple Arcade, do the free trial for 30 day. That game is amazing until you get to the end, because the end is a grind, and like
I
it's
don't know
it's a
why he
grind fest.
chooses to do that though. He's distinctively like he's going against the grain. He still has. I know. I actually like Spirits Within. I know it bombed,
Hmm.
but he's like, I'm not gonna put nothing on PlayStation. I'm gonna limitedly mess with Nintendo. I don't even know, has Miss Walker did anything on Nintendo?
Well,
No.
Last Story was the
Well, the
only
last
one.
story.
Yeah,
That was almost close to 20 years
yeah.
ago now.
He's done nothing on PlayStation. You're right.
And
Like
nothing on PlayStation. So he's like, I'm pissed off at y'all. I don't want to
I,
deal with Sony
so
anymore.
I no, I think what it is everything. If you look at everything that he's done, the studios paid for him, right? Like Apple Arcade, right? Apple paid for
Mm,
the game. Last
that's the
Story,
point.
Nintendo paid for it. Lost
That's the
Odyssey and
point.
all those games, Xbox paid for it. So
Yeah,
I think that's what it
that's
is.
the
He
point.
he probably doesn't have like that money in the bank, and he's like,
Yeah.
except like Terror Battle is the only game he did, and that's mobile, and that was with his own money. But he said it plenty of times, like Fantasia wouldn't have been a thing if Apple didn't pay for it, because he wouldn't have
Yeah, that's a good
made
point.
it. So
That's a good point.
yeah, he's playing it safe. He's playing it smart businessman.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, it
I know
is.
there's somebody out there that
It's-
wants my games, and you're gonna pay
We
me
just
for
can't.
it.
Yeah, I just wish it would get on other platforms too.
Hmm.
That's all. Because it would just he would sell way more. Like think of the last story, and I love that fact it was on Nintendo, but
Hmm.
it came on Nintendo when the Wii was damn near dead.
Hmm.
Like we were waiting for something new. But if it came on PlayStation,
Yeah.
a lot of people would have realized, oh shoot, this game is better than the Final Fantasies that's been out.
Hmm.
Because it was better than the Final Fantasies that was out at that time. What came out around that time? That was 13.
Yeah, 13 came
Yeah.
out at that time.
Yeah, the train wreck.
Yep.
Literally. What happened to her gravity boots, Ash? She uses her gravity boots in an opening scene, and we like, ooh, this girl's sexy and she clean.
I vividly remember that.
What happened to her gravity boots?
It
Fam,
wa-
what happened to her gravity boots?
It went back
James,
to the.
what
It
happened
went
to her
back
Ash?
to
What happened to Lightning's gravity boots?
concept art.
They
That's what it was.
broke, and she never fixed them anymore. That was it. That's the
No, never played it.
okay. If you look at the opening, the first 10 minutes,
Hmm.
she had gravity boots. They
Yeah.
they emphasized that. They wanted us to know that's how she jumped from place to place on going down that linear path of
Yeah.
destruction. And after the first 5 minutes, where Shash jumps up on top of her, and he lets y'all showed y'all, I'm not stereotypical at all. I got a nice afro though. And they break. We never see them. And I never upgraded my weapon on that game because there was no need ever. And I made it to the calm lands and quit.
I made it to the open
Sounds like
world
a skip.
area. I did the hunt, and I was like, all right, I'm done. I never could finish it because I just got bored. Because people like to complain that Final Fantasy VII Remake was linear. They either don't remember Final Fantasy 13, or if
Or
they
I've
do
played it.
remember it, they don't remember it like they should. Because
13 was the most linear crap I ever
yes,
seen in my
13,
life.
you look at the map, and the map is literally just straight. It's a straight line.
Straight line.
Like it's not like 7 remake. You can actually go around and go back and forth like this. No, you're like you go straight. Like you'll see it like, oh, right in front of you will be a chest, and you open the chest and just continue going. It's yeah. Don't get me started on 13. It's cool music though.
10
Music
had a
was
good
good.
story.
Yeah, music was
People
great.
they always put 10 and 13, but 10 had good characters in the
No,
story.
10 got
Yeah.
10 story was
10 had good
amazing.
characters, good story. Like,
And it wasn't
even
as linear because you could,
even
move around and
freaking
stuff.
Kamari is
Mm.
better than most of the characters in 13. And
Oh.
Kamari was
Doesn't
not
talk in the
the
first
man
half of
that
the
he was
game.
advertised.
Yeah.
PSM lied to me. They said that Kamari was going to be that dude. I almost said something up. That dude. And he was not. Yeah, see. Yeah, I put my business hat on. I was, yeah, see. But we thought he was going to be that dude. I had my party set. I'm like, I'm going to play with the speed. That's going to be Titus, the Titus. I got my baby Yuna with the pretty face, the round face. And then we got my homie Kamari, but I'm more of a Waka guy. Waka's like a beast.
Yeah,
If you
Waka.
go around him. Waka's a
Who
monster.
doesn't like Waka, man?
Waka's amazing.
Everybody. Because they say they say he's racist, but he's not. He's just doesn't like the Albed.
He doesn't like the Albed. I
anything.
mean,
yeah, it's
I
not.
mean,
Anybody
they're
use
not
Waka
wrong.
really? He's more of a heretic than anything.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't like heretics. He doesn't like people who go against his Yevon. That's really what it is.
Oh man, I love Waka. The voice actor to Waka, huge props because he made that character come to life. Like I just love his
You
voice.
wasn't supposed to see. You wasn't supposed to see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Waka moment when Lulu catches him on that bosoms. And that was Lulu's moment too. And he all of a sudden, this 6'4", 250-pound beast, he gets weak. You wasn't supposed to see that, yeah. I did that part so much because them Luca goers. Oh, sorry, I know I just deviated, but them Luca goers, I hate them. Especially that the main dude, was it Bixen?
Yeah.
That's his name.
The main guy that was
redhead
talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, such a great game. Such a great game. So there's a reason why I bought Final Fantasy 10 like 10 million times because
Yeah, I got it on every system too.
Yeah, exactly.
That is 7.
It's just it's my favorite Final Fantasy, and I would argue to this day like it's my favorite. It's just the story is, like you said, it's a good story. It's a love story at that too.
Yeah.
But it's just the way it all unfolds. Like it has everything for you. It has, son dad drama, right?
Mhm.
It has daughter dad, not drama, but like kind of like, what do you call it? The filling in the shoes drama. You have love drama. You have heretics, right?
Yeah.
Or racism, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah, you got politics and religion.
Yep, politics and religion in there. It has like everything
You
in
got
there.
a little bit of fan service.
Yeah, you have kaijus. You
Mhm.
have kaijus, Godzilla.
Yeah.
There's everything's in there. You have well, I guess it was in 10-2 that there was announced, but you have somebody named Shinra. But that was 10-2
Well, he
more.
was. Yeah, he was in one in the first 10, wasn't he? Yeah, he was in the
No, I
first
don't
10.
think so. I don't believe so.
He was in the first 10. He didn't have like a big role though. I don't
Was
think he did.
Okay.
I could have sworn he was just like on the ship or something. He didn't do anything. He was
I
just
thought it
like
was 2. Like
there.
in 2, he was on the ship, and you talked to him, and he's like, I thought of this cool idea to use the life force of the planet to power things, and that's where people thought that 10 was a prequel to 7, but it's not. It's just an Easter egg. That's all it is. But yeah, back to the original topic. Yeah, Microsoft, now owning Activision Blizzard. I'm sure if you love first party, if you love first person shooter games, you're probably excited for that. Me personally, I play it from time to time, but it's not my main go-to. I just feel that if you look at Microsoft's lineup, it still has the same issue that it's all the same type of games, and not my style. But we'll have to wait and see. They still got a lot of stuff that they have to fulfill, right? Ubisoft already announced that the Activision Blizzard games are coming to their cloud services because they signed all these contracts. I guess the next Call of Duty is coming to the Nintendo Switch because, they made all these contracts that if they bought Activision Blizzard, they have to do all of this. So we'll have to wait and see if they fulfill. I mean, not wait to see if they fulfill. They have to fulfill it, or else I'm sure there'll probably be some, issues there, legal issues of calling them liars and all that other stuff. But moving on to the next topic, because we did mention PlayStation quite a lot. PlayStation has announced the new PlayStation 5, or what we're all going to call it, the PlayStation 5 Slim. Basically, it's a PS5, just smaller, and it is quite a bit smaller. A lot of people were trying to say that it's not that big of a difference. Like if you actually read the dimensions and look at it, it is total volume wise. It is, they did say it's 30% smaller. It does look a little bit smaller. Some people have done mock-ups and stuff like that. If you have a PS5 and look at it now, just do the math. What's 30% smaller than that? How would that actually look? And I'm actually considering it. I'm not sure, but there's a couple things with that. The digital edition starts at $450 instead of $400. Yes, you do get a terabyte, but as we all know, storage has gone a lot cheaper since the PS5 came out. I mean, you can buy a 1 terabyte NVMe drive now for like $50 or something like that for the PS5. So it just shows you how much cheaper it's gone. B, it does not come with a vertical stand, which is stupid. You're leaving out something that the original PS5 had off of this. And to me, like, that's my biggest thing. Like, why would you do that? It's a freaking piece of plastic. You have to pay an extra $30 for that vertical stand. And I know
Wait,
what you
what?
get. Yeah. It doesn't
It's
come
all
with
about
it comes with
color.
it comes with a horizontal stand. And I don't know, does anybody here use their PS5 horizontal or have it horizontal? Oh, you do? All right. Okay, so
I got
Fan's the
mine
only
vertical.
one.
Mine's-
Yeah,
I
mine's
got
is
mine
vertical too. Like
Yeah.
all my consoles
Because
are
of space.
vertical. Even my Switch, I dock it vertical. No, I'm just kidding. But but like it's like all my consoles always have vertical. My PS2, I always put it vertical. My PS3, well, actually PS3 wasn't vertical because you really, I mean, I guess you could have done it, but I didn't buy the stand that you can use it for. PS4, vertical. Well, not the Pro, the regular PS4 I did.
Yep, mine were
Uh,
all horizontal.
Horizontal. Oh,
I've laid them all.
This one
yes.
is the only one that I have vertical. All the rest I would like. My PS2 didn't work
Mhm.
unless it was horizontal, or it was. She just make that noise, that vacuum cleaner noise, and that was it.
I just, I don't want to go against gravity, because it's the disk drive gets sucked in, right? It gets
Yeah.
pulled in. So I figured if I lay it down, just that's less gravity to pull down on a disk.
See, I did vertical for space because it was easier to fit more stuff. And me having multiple consoles, like my 360
Oh,
was vertical.
wow.
PS5 or PS4 vertical, like all that stuff was vertical. If my Wii U, right? It came with the little like stands at the bottom, vertical. Had that vertical. My Wii, vertical. Put it on the little stand. GameCube, well, I guess it's 4 equal corners.
is
So
vertical,
like,
yes.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, is it vertical or is it horizontal? I mean, it's
It's
even
just
all
right.
around. It's even
It's
all
just
around.
right,
So
yeah.
Cube.
yep.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. I mean, the PS5 Slim is just, kind of weird pricing wise. It's like $450 or this version $500. What would you buy?
Well, like straight up, when I first saw it, I thought it was just a waste of money in my opinion. Like even
Mhm.
when I saw the specs, I saw they had like an extra USB-C, whoop de doo,
Mhm.
and then extra storage. Like you said, you can get an NVMe for 1 terabyte NVMe for $50. Shit, I recently bought my 2 terabyte NVMe for $100. So there's that. I think this is literally for people that they're trying to get into the PS5 scene.
Oh yeah, of course.
I would not advise anybody to actually try to upgrade to the PS5 Slim or whatever fashion, unless you're in a desperate need to clear some space around your entertainment center or something like that.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm just waiting for the PS4 Pro to come out, and that's when I'll hop in.
That's
I actually never owned a PS4. Actually, the only PS4 I got was a PS4 Pro because I knew that was the superior console for better performance and stuff.
Well, I can guarantee you this: they're not gonna do a PS5 Pro. And it's already been mentioned that that's their console for the generation. The PS4 Pro was the only reason why the PS4 Pro exists and why the Xbox One X existed, and they even said it themselves, was because the 1080p jump to 4K was like kind of right there mid-generation. So they wanted something that would, fit the 4K. But right now, like, there's no need for a Pro device. Like, what are you gonna do with a Pro device? Put a little bit more power? At that point, you just name it the PS6.
Tim Allen. More power. Okay.
Yeah. But
Tim Allen? All right.
Oh, we all know that Home Improvement.
It's like, all right, I just
How to
go
how
back
to
to my
watch it?
cave.
Yeah, after Power Rangers, Home Improvement came on.
Hey, these days all I do is game on my Switch and on my PC. When I get my PC for power, play Switch for actual games,
Yeah.
right? So like for the PS4 Pro I got in the back, I still need to play a couple of games off of it, but once I'm done with those, that's pretty much it for this thing,
Yeah.
honestly. So yeah,
You gonna wait for Rebirth?
oh, Rebirth, yeah. When it comes to PC, of course. I mean, honestly,
Oh no,
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
physical. I already have physical remake, so I gotta buy physical rebirth. I gotta have that disc collection, like right there.
The case looks good too. It
Yeah,
actually looks really nice.
and I mean, freaking James just let me get Crisis Core, so that's gonna be right. I'm gonna have a
It'd be
little
there
Final
too.
Fantasy VII section
Mm,
on my bookcase.
Final Fantasy Sanctuary right there.
Yep.
Just now you need this version of like the OGs. I mean, there's
Yeah,
rumor Final Fantasy 9 remake is supposed to be coming soon, so I'm excited for that. Like we've talked about it plenty of times. The Nvidia leak has been 100% accurate.
Yeah.
That. So I'm excited for that.
True.
But yeah, I mean, going for the PlayStation 5 Slim, like like you said, Ash, it's definitely not for people who own a PS5 already. It's for those who haven't bought a PS5 for sure. It's also for those who just want to waste money.
guess.
Or for somebody like me, like I want a disc PS5 because like seeing Fan get those games for like it was like $30, if you don't count the shipping. I was
It's a
like
big sale on Amazon right now.
yeah, I was very sad. Like my heart was broken. I was like, why? Strangers of Paradise was $10. Unfortunately, it was sold out, so man couldn't get that. But it's like all these great games was super cheap, and you're never gonna see that on a digital sale. Like you just won't.
Never.
And like you guys said, like owning the disc, like how great it was that I have Lost Odyssey on disc, and then when backwards compatible came out, I was like, oh, I just need to put in the disc, and there we go, I can play the game. Like stuff like that is great. But yeah, the disc drive for the PS5 Slim is detachable. If you get the digital version, you can buy the disc drive. It's $80 for that. So again, like the whole package of the digital PS5 just seems it's basically saying don't buy it. Spend the extra $50, get the disc version. You're actually saving a lot more money in the long run. And yeah, I mean that's that. But PlayStation has also a bunch of other hardware that they announced. They have new controllers, new plates. They have the PlayStation Portal, the Pulse earbuds. They're called the Pulse Explore, the Pulse Elite, which is the headphones that they have. There's the accessibility controller, and they've announced that now you can do cloud gaming on PS5 and only on PS5, which is kind of dumb. They should have brought that to like, phones and PC and Mac and all that other stuff. So. But yeah,
I don't get the two separate SKUs, to be honest.
Yeah, same here. It should have just been one SKU.
It should have just been one SKU, $449, digital only. Because Xbox, that leak with Xbox, they're coming out with an Xbox Series X all digital version too.
Yep.
So they should have just did that and like, oh, you want disc? You can buy these extra accessories. Here you go.
Money. That's how the Switch has been doing it with becoming the going on pace to be the biggest selling console of all time with those. Oh,
with
how
all
about
the
we give you the
accessories.
same system? We're just gonna say it's Animal Crossing. We're gonna give you a Pokemon. It's a different SKU, but it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, but this isn't a special edition. It's just replacing their main.
But that's what I think they're doing.
So
that's the only. At least I see the only logical.
Like
reason
logically,
why they would do that.
In business sense, I think they just don't do the disc version, right? Just sell the $449 version because that's the same price as it is in the EU for a digital, right? So I'm not mad about the $449 price, right?
Yeah.
Like the price hike was going to happen. It was going to happen, regardless. So they should have just sold that only, and then sell. Oh, you want a disc version? Here you go.
Here's what they're gonna do. They announced these two systems, right? But only one of them is actually gonna be available. The other one's gonna be out of stock or sold out, and that's gonna be the digital version. Like, well, we're sold out, but you can buy the digital version and pay $80 on the disc, and it's like the same thing.
They're just trying to wean us from the. Just trying to get us ready for the
all digital future.
All digital
that's
future,
it. That's it.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get us ready. They're just weaning. And I'm not sure who said it earlier, but I piggyback off of that is it's just like it's to that point where we're just getting ready for it. It's just that's just PlayStation. I forgot my thought, but that's PlayStation to try to get us ready for the
Yeah.
digital future. It's just a way to kind of I wouldn't. I'm not gonna get it either. I
Mhm.
wouldn't have got this one if it didn't have no games.
Yeah.
If FF7R didn't drop for it, I wouldn't have got it. It had nothing. For me.
There's still a reason why I still don't have a PS5.
Yeah,
It's like the games they're coming out with, they're gonna later on come out on PC. So what's the point?
Yeah.
To me, at least, right?
Yeah,
Unless
just-
you want to get a day one, then sure, that's a good reason to get a PS5, in my opinion. But if not, might as well just wait longer. You know?
Oh, that's what he was saying. Yeah, I think it was you, Ash. It's just for the everyday consumer. This the regular person. The regular person goes into retail and just get their kid something. You know, it's not really for people like us who know that that's
Ooh, Andre Bloom with the subscription. Appreciate that on YouTube. That puts us at 490.
I
Need
do
to
want to
protect
ask.
that.
10 away.
I do want to ask you guys a question. I don't know if they already confirmed this when they announced the PS5 Slim. I think the only thing that actually drew my attention to it is that they have finally announced like the disk drive that you pay for 70, $80. Now the real question is, for somebody that already owns like a digital PS5, can you just buy that disk drive and just attach it to your already existing PS5 digital?
Nope.
God,
Only
Because
Slim.
you take the side panel off, and it inserts into a slot on the side, and then you have a new panel on the side. So it's not a fully enclosed external disk drive.
Oh,
Yeah. So it hooks into a slot internally.
Dumb move. Oh my god.
No, I mean for them it makes sense because they're selling a whole new console.
Yeah, you're right, but still.
But that's what
Hey,
I'm saying. Like it
David,
make
welcome to
like
the
I don't understand
podcast,
why they
man.
did a one with the drive and one without a drive. They should have just sold one without a drive, and then just hey, you want a disc? Here's what it's gonna cost. All right. That way they only have to mail one box to all retailers.
Yeah, true.
And
Now they have
Q
to
come
sell
out?
2 different UPCs, 2 SKUs, one with the
And the
disc, one without a disc.
And the Q's coming out this year too, right?
Yeah, PlayStation
So
Portal.
that's
Portal?
that's another. So that's another. They crazy, man.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff. That's why they got the Portal,
They're crazy.
You got a
the
bunch
Portal,
of earbuds,
the Slims, the Pulse Explorer, the Pulse Elite. They
new color
have
controllers.
DualSense controllers. They have new controllers there. You have the Spider-Man edition that's also coming out. That's the original, or that's this current model.
And
Like-
gas was just $7. So all right.
Oh man, yeah, it's they're coming
That's
out with
a
a lot of
lot.
hardware, and
It's
then
a lot. That's all I'm saying. That's a lot during this time. Like, come on, PlayStation.
and they also raised the price in other countries too. Other countries they got a price hike.
Yeah, it seemed like US was the only one that kept the same price. So with them changing the digital to 450, it matches what they're selling it over in Europe. So it's not like a huge surprise.
Yeah,
We knew it was coming.
yeah. I don't know. We'll see if I get it because I really do want a disc PS5, and if it's smaller, supposedly they're saying also like the die, it's like a 6 nanometer versus a 7 or 5 nanometer versus a 6, something like that. So it's supposed to be more power efficient altogether too for the same amount of power, or performance. I mean, which is be a plus. That's always a plus. I did like the revisions of like the 360 Slim and the PS3 Slim. They were more power efficient. I think the PS4 Slim was also more power efficient. I couldn't tell because I couldn't hear it over the fans or tell over the fans. Always blowing loud. So, but yeah, I guess we'll have to wait to see how that goes. And yeah, I won't be getting the only thing I'm getting out of that I just mentioned is the Portal. I will have the PlayStation Portal. I will do a review on it, and if I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't like it, I won't do it. But I've been using Chiaki again, and whatever recent update they did kind of fixed it. I've been playing Star Ocean: The Divine Force on it, and yeah, no lag, no anything. Versus I was getting that for a little bit. That's why I stopped using Chiaki, and then yeah, it's just been smooth. So we'll
Were you
see.
able to use this?
I'm using the Steam Deck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm using the built-in controllers. Yeah, I haven't tried it because if I'm gonna use it on Mac, on my Mac, I would just use Remote Play, which I would use, my DualSense, or my other DualSense, right?
I actually tried it. I tried the remote
This,
play
this,
on my
this man's trying
phone.
to flex on me, man. Listen.
Yeah.
Well,
Or my
this is-
other. No, this is not. I couldn't give this away when I got rid of my PS4. So I used to use this with remote play with my phone
Oh,
during the
smart.
Yeah,
pandemic.
Smart. Hella smart.
So
that's what I have. I
yeah,
have something but for the PS5
yeah. Oh, for the
controller.
PS5, I
For the
thought about
PS5
doing
controller.
that, but I have the backbone now.
Yeah, but yeah, you've got but you you got the
Um,
backbone. That's right.
yeah, I have too many things, and then I have this. I don't know why.
Is that the
It's the
Starfield?
Yeah, it's
Starfield
the Starfield
controller.
one.
Oh yeah.
You didn't even
Yeah,
buy the game, man.
I know.
You're just collecting more controllers than actual games, man.
Hey,
Jesus.
I have this too. This was actually a Christmas gift. It's all dusty in the back.
Oh yeah, the Google Stadia controller, right?
Yeah, I have that too.
Hey,
And
I
this
bet
I
you
did.
that.
I bet you don't
I
have
didn't
this
want
one.
the Stadia though, but I wanted the controller.
They
bet you don't
actually
have
were
this one,
pretty
though.
decent. I don't.
Haha.
I don't. Don't let me go to your house, Ash, because I'll go missing in a
Hey.
heartbeat.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait, stop. Hold
No, I wanted that. Oh, Cloud Minds Gaming just subscribed. That puts us at 491. Oh
Nice.
man, 9 more subscribers. Oh man, I think we're just gonna stay live till we hit 500. That's it.
Can we reach 500 before our time limit?
For
Let's
the
see what
time limit,
happens.
I don't know, but we do have video game 20 questions coming up right now, since we have some time. So
Oh, that's all the news segments?
what's
Yeah,
up?
that's all the new segments.
Oh.
That's everything. Yeah, it was not a lot there. I try not to put a lot because there was some more I was to put. It was like, you know what? I really want to do video game 20 questions because we got Geek now. Geek hasn't been he's only done one. That's it.
Well, I got a quick one. I got a quick one for you guys. I forgot it because I keep forgetting that we have on OneNote that we can actually add news to. I
Yeah.
forgot to do that, but I got one in my noggin right now.
Do
It's about Best Buy actually.
Oh,
Starting.
hold on, real quick. We're actually at 492. So
Nice.
So we need 8 more. 8 more, man. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. 8 more.
But yeah, Best Buy. I think starting 2024, they're actually gonna stop selling DVDs and Blu-rays.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know. And guess what?
Crazy.
I actually haven't bought a Blu-ray in a long time. That's me personally. Like I stopped buying like physical disc media because when I buy a movie, I watch it once. I don't even buy a movie. That's why I prefer to stream it because I'll stream it, watch it once, and never watch it again. Like the only movie that I have really seen like 90 times was like outside of like Princess Mononoke and stuff like that is Star Wars. That's it. Everything else I don't care. And Godzilla movies, of course, because I love Godzilla. But yeah, that's it.
For me, it's an issue on like. All right, it's literally the same thing when it comes to like keeping physical games. We also need to keep physical movies as well and preserve those things as well. Obviously, you can go to like different websites and watch movies that way as well. But like, if you want to do it in like the more legal way, you can just simply get all your DVDs, literally rip them off, like dump them onto your computer. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can like actually make your own little NAS server and actually watch your movies off of that NAS server with like a application like Plex Media Server or something, right? So yeah, you know, it's so for anybody that wants trying to keep collecting Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff, I would do it. I'll try to like pick up the pace a little bit, get those back them up, and yeah, so that way you don't have to rely too much off of any streaming platform and stuff. Because yeah, honestly, when it comes to streaming platforms, it literally is almost turning into television because back then streaming used to be done all like in one or two places, which is either like Netflix or Hulu. Now it's fully like dispersed throughout like several different outlets.
Not even. Right? I remember. You know, and Geek might remember this too. Back then, like my go-to for watching anime was YouTube because YouTube had everything. This was before Google bought them out.
That's everybody's memory when you when 360p used to be the HD when you're watching anime.
When Naruto first came out, like because they didn't have an English dub, and you know, remember anime in English altogether was still very rare. So like when Naruto was being aired, you had fans that would put fan translations, and then they would upload it to YouTube, and that's how I watched it. Because when I started watching it, the Forest of Death had just started, so that whole area was just going on. So I watched it all on YouTube. I watched that whole series on YouTube. Now that I think about it, and then Google bought it. Yeah, Google bought it, and Bleach too. I watched the beginning of Bleach, and I was like, man, this anime sucks. But
1,000-Year Door. I'm
I
telling
know
you,
you told
it's
me,
in my
yeah.
opinion. Bleach for me was better. I'm not gonna make it all anime, but Bleach for me was better than Naruto for the first 3 seasons. But then Tight, he decided to do some crazy stuff like make 100-year filler in between the freaking Arankar battle, and then when we get back to the Arankar battle and we in Waco Mundos, then all of a sudden we go through another filler, and then we got a Rainbow Samurai, and then we go to another filler, and people just lost interest, including myself. But this 1,000-Year Door is really good. It's actually really good, and he should have put that in the manga before that stupid full brain. That was
I stopped
uh,
like during the Rescue Rukia arc,
oh
and
wow.
then
You just don't like it then.
no,
Because if
I
if
couldn't
you
get
stopped at the
into it.
beginning, if you stopped there, that was
Yeah.
the peak of it during that
I
part.
only came back because
I watched it all.
of Urahara's like where they do like the pass of like Urahara being one of
The
the
backstory. You
yeah.
find out he's
Yeah.
I was like
one of the
Yeah.
captains.
yeah,
Yeah,
and because I
he's my
always
favorite.
loved Urahara.
Kisuke. Yeah, he's my favorite.
Yeah,
Kisuke.
that's my man. But
Roar, Behemoth. I'm one of the only females on Baktos too.
all right,
He does.
let's go ahead and get started with video game 20 questions. Let me know if you guys are ready while I do my jutsu, my almighty push. Not
I still need to go back and finish
I
watching Naruto. Oh gosh.
don't finish it.
I thought you did the one last time, James.
I did, but I didn't have any time to get somebody to do that because I didn't know we were gonna do it at the last second. I was like, you know what, let's do another one. So
Fair.
did
Okay.
you? I mean, unless you have a game that you already thought of, because I have the game already pulled up here.
No, you've already got one ready. Let's just get right through right now.
All right, let's do it. Let the questions begin.
Okay. Did it come
Oh,
out on, or did it come out in before 2000?
On or before
Yeah,
2000?
on or before 2000. Like
Yes.
2000 and before.
Yes.
So it came out 2000 before. Okay.
Okay.
So
All right.
I gotta write down.
Lower
Jeez.
console. So that would basically mean what? Xbox, right? Yeah, Xbox and before. So PS1, Xbox, N64, and before. Dreamcast,
Why is my controller turning on?
SNES, GameCube.
on or before 2000.
Yeah. And it was a yes, so it's a older game.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
All right. Should we narrow down the genre?
I'm not really
Or you
feeling
want
it.
to-
I mean, at this point, since it's an older game, I think we should narrow down like
the console?
console.
Or if it's exclusive,
Right. Because that would make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to knock out like handheld right out of the way, because that way that will kick out all the Game Boys and Game Gear. Like,
Actually, let's start with that first.
all right. Did it come out on a handheld?
No.
Okay, so that's
Yep. There we go.
all the handheld games gone. So I don't have to worry about that.
Do you think we should do narrow it down by console, like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo?
Yeah, I mean we can ask
And,
like if it
and Sega as well. Don't forget.
yeah,
that
don't forget Sega.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, of course,
Yeah, yeah.
Sega. Well, it could be TurboGrafx 16.
Or Atari.
Mm. Funk was actually a really fun game. Altered Beast.
Okay. Yeah. So which one do you want to knock out?
Since it's James and I think he has an affinity with Nintendo, I would suggest we go to see if is it on a Nintendo platform?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So that knocks that out.
Yeah.
So no N64,
And there's
no
definitely-
SNES, no NES. Okay.
Then from there, do you just want to just straight up ask if it's on the Sega platform just in
Yeah.
case?
We can just start knocking them down.
All right. All right. Is it on the Sega platform?
Um,
Sega platform. And it's Sega Saturn, Sega CD,
Sega Genesis.
Sega
oh,
Genesis,
I know.
Sega
Sega
Huh?
Dreamcast, Sega
Game
TurboGrafx.
Gear.
Yeah.
Mm, I'm gonna say technically yes.
So
Yeah.
that means it's a game that may have came out on more than one console.
Yeah, I don't.
On or before 2000.
Yeah.
When the game
But
is
that
over,
what
I'm really
was that a
curious to know.
definitive answer?
He says technically yes. So
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
yeah.
All right. Wow.
So
Okay.
it could be a game that had like, that wasn't a console exclusive, or may have been like a re-release where it came out on another console at the same time.
I'm thinking like because Streets of Rage just dropped a new one. I know that's way after 2000, but the original ones came out on Sega
Mhm.
a long time ago. Sonic also did too.
Yeah, normally when we do these games, it's original release.
Yeah.
When you pick a game. So I'm trying to think of a game that may have been out on more than one console, possibly.
From there, since it came from a Japanese company, I would assume it came out from another Japanese company, so maybe Sony per se.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely not going to be an Xbox, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Mm-mm.
So you want to ask me? Came out on came on the Sony platform?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Did it came out on the Sony platform?
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. So we know that it's not exclusive. So now from there, do you guys want to try to narrow it down?
Now we can narrow down genre.
Genre. I think you
Yeah.
should narrow down genre and then narrow down the developer or even publisher too if you want. Let's do genre.
So 2000 was what, PS1 era?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it 94 to 2000? Well, hey, they still make PlayStation games somewhere.
I'm trying to remember when the PS2 came out.
2000?
Oh, remember too, guys, is that the viewers can help us out too if they talk in the chat. So
Oh.
forgot to mention that to you, Geek.
Oh.
PS2 came out in 2000. So
I was working at Walmart at the time.
thanks for the
and I
assist on
still
that,
didn't
David.
get it.
So, yeah.
I still didn't get it. I ran through the damn store too. Missed it.
Okay, so it's either a PS1 or a PS2 game.
Oh, did David say PS2 also came out as well? Interesting.
Came out in 2000. So like it's right at 2000.
Ooh, wait a minute.
But they might have had a couple launch titles.
I may have an idea.
Technically,
I may have an
Sega?
idea depending when the game come out. I'm
Okay.
gonna save that for later. Let's narrow down the genre first to make sure my suspicions can be quelled. So,
Okay.
what
So, I
genre
mean-
do we want to start with first?
Well, if it technically came out also on the Sega platform, I assume it's going to be some type of like platformer style game, maybe
style?
action adventure platformer type style game. That's what I'm thinking.
Technically, Sega kind of throws me.
Yeah.
That's what throws me. I don't because
Actually, I
was thinking Jet Force, but it's no.
I forgot it's part of Sega, so the game I just thought about, I'm just gonna throw in the trash. Never mind.
Okay.
No, that was
So I am gonna backtrack and because I had to double check this
Mhm.
because my memory said one thing, but something I was reading said something else, and then I had to do a deep dive, and I did find out. So that technically yes on the Sega platform is now yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
both
So
Sega yes and PlayStation yes.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
So that basically means it would have to come out on the Dreamcast and the PS1, PS2.
Interesting. Yeah, I
game.
need to.
Probably
Right.
PS2.
Yeah, let's just start narrowing down the genre. So you wanna start with platformers first, fam?
Only game I can think of that came out on both, like on the top of my mind, is freaking Soul Reaver.
For me, I
Soul
don't know.
Calibur.
Yeah,
But
fighting
Soul
games.
Calibur, yeah,
Yeah.
that came out on. Well, no, that was different. That was Soul Blade and Soul Calibur, but they're not the same
Yeah.
exact game.
There's a
Soul
particular
Edge or
game I'm
whatnot, but-
thinking
Yeah.
of called Billy Hatcher, but I
Yeah,
don't know if
Soul
Billy
Edge.
Hatcher came out on like the PS2 because I know it came out on the GameCube, but I don't know if it came out on the PS2 and Dreamcast first, right?
Mhm.
But
All right, let's figure out genre. Like,
yeah, just
is it a platformer style game?
No.
Okay.
okay. Well, Billy Hatcher's out of the question.
All right. Is
So-
it a RPG?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it a JRPG?
Yes.
Okay, so JRPG that came out on both.
Well, that makes
That
it
was
easier.
that it. I think I know what it is, man.
Who's the studio? Geek.
Shoot, who the heck made that
Let's
freaking
let's
game?
ask
Let
let's
him
ask
think,
who's the
let him
studio
think.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, because
Run through that Rolodex in your head.
it's I'm not Eidos didn't do it. Definitely wasn't no Activision. I can't remember who made it. Because it's like 4 of the games.
What's the game you're thinking of?
Grandia 2, which came out on because it came out on Dreamcast like what 2000, and
Okay.
then it later released 3 years later on the PlayStation 2.
So we can definitely hold on to that because remember the game came on or before 2000, so we can definitely hang on to that. So
There were some other games though too, weren't there? Wasn't there like Evolution?
I'm just trying
That
to
was
figure
on
out
that was on
RPG?
game that was on
That was a
GameCube
GameCube, never mind,
too.
that's
right
Yeah.
now. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
figure out how
And
how old I
Shenmue
got
was exclusively
For
Sega.
Sega only.
Skies Arcadia was Sega and
In
GameCube.
right. Yeah.
Did any of the Wild Arms series ever come out on Sega? Because I
No.
know that was big on. Okay.
Mm-mm. Those are all Sony. Which I'd like to get another Wild Arms. That'd be nice. It could be the PSO Fantasy Star.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Fantasy Star is was big. And that I remember not being able to play it. Nobody was online.
I played that on GameCube.
Yeah, same here.
But
I
yeah,
bought
it was
originally for
on
the Dreamcast.
I know it was on Dreamcast and
I'm not really feeling
And-
it.
Okay.
David, who's the developer of
Alright, so-
Grandia?
All right, so
Isn't that kind of cheating though?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, we can ask the chat.
You're right, but
Yeah.
like at the same time, I feel like that's kind of a loophole or something. I don't know.
Hey, sometimes it's come in, like freaking when it was my turn to pick a game, James's wife came in clutched and helped him.
Yeah, with the Crystal Chronicles class, man.
Yeah.
That to me, that was funny.
I'm not really feeling it.
I'm trying to think
Okay.
what other JRPGs were on Dreamcast. It was like 10 or less.
Yeah, there wasn't
we
a ton.
we know it came out on
Unless he's trying to do like a deep cut.
Here's the
But
thing.
the rule of the game is it has to come out in the US. It has to be a States game. So
Yeah. I know it came out. We both know it came out on a second Sony platform. I feel like we still need to like narrow down the developers first and see where we can go from there.
We could just straight ask the developer is Sega. And then that would narrow it down whether it's Fantasy Star or not.
Yeah, definitely.
Rocket Studio.
Fortunately, I can't look at Rocket Studio. I don't even know.
Well, that David's saying that's probably the developer that did Grandia, Game Arts. I guess we could ask that.
I think it could be. Yeah, I couldn't remember who did Grandia, and I would just did a video on it, the freaking thing, not too long ago. That's what made me almost think too that because James commented on it. That was
Did the
what
game-
made me
You know I'm
Did-
always watching your videos.
Yeah.
That's what made me say it. I was like, yeah, it just it seems real close.
Is the
I'm
developer
pushing
Game
it.
Arts?
Yes.
Oh,
Hmm.
I think it is Grandia then.
All right.
Wait,
Is it-
Wait,
There's
before we-
two of them, right? So
Yeah. Before we ask,
is
how
ew.
many questions we got left?
We've got a lot of
You're
questions
on
left.
question number 10 right now.
Well,
Okay, all right.
we got a lot
Okay.
left.
Yeah, we're good on that.
We can ask the name of the name of the main hero.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the main hero in Grandia
I
2?
do.
Okay,
I do.
go ahead, ask.
Is the name of the main hero Ryudo?
No.
Ooh. That's the name of the main hero.
Okay.
And
So then
Ryudo,
is it,
Elena.
is it
Melinda.
then maybe is it Grandia 1?
That didn't
'Cause
exist
again-
on the Dreamcast.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it did.
Grandia
What-
1?
The first one?
No, that was in 97. That one came on PlayStation. PS1,
but-
1997.
But he said it came out on Sony also.
Yeah, but that's on Sony. Oh, yeah, but isn't that taking it away from the?
But he also said
Main
yes
question.
to Sega. So he said yes
He
to
said
both.
yes to he said yes to Sega.
and yes
then-
to Sony.
Oh, but I think it might have came out on Saturn, not Dreamcast. It's possible it came out on Saturn. I can't remember right offhand, but it is possible it came out on Sega Saturn. What was the main hero's freaking name? Let's start with a J on Grandia 1.
Should we ask if it's part of the Grandia series since there's more than one game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Is it part of the
Grand-
Grandia series?
No.
oh,
Alright, so that kicks that out.
yeah.
But it's a
What
Game
the
Arts
heck?
game.
The
Hmm.
heck?
Game.
What?
I'm trying to remember some Game Art games.
All right. What? So, on or before 2000, yes. Handheld, no. Not on Nintendo, no. Sega, yes. Sony Plat, yes.
Did Dark Cloud
Platform,
ever come out
no.
on Sega? Or was that
That's
only?
Sony's. Yeah, I think that's
that
Sony
was
only.
I'm going through like all the Sony RPGs I can think of.
RPG, yes. JRPG, yes.
Wait a
Game
minute.
Arts, yes.
Wait.
Grandia series, no.
That's what he all
We're on.
said.
Yep, you're on question number 12.
Okay, guys. Let's think a little bit. So he said that. So we already confirmed that the game came out, on or before 2000. So
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pick y'all's brains a little bit. When did the PS1 come?
90 into 94, I think.
End of '94. Okay.
Yeah.
So all right, and we already know it's a JRPG. It's also on the Sony platform and the Sega platform. Now the real question I have is, right,
I'm trying to go through my ROMs too that I have like in my head.
for you and Geek, right? For Fan and Geek, do you guys remember any Final Fantasy game that was on the Sega platform, like at least once?
No.
No.
It could be Lunar came out.
Yeah.
It was
I
Lunar.
remember there are a couple Lunar games.
I don't remember Lunar's developer. Because there was Silver Star,
David.
Silver Story, and Blue Story.
Oh,
Check,
Or
David,
Blue.
check.
actually, they already said Game Arts already developed, so never mind.
Well, he said yes to Game Arts, so if Lunar is was developed by Game Arts, then it could
then
be
it-
it could be a Lunar game.
And Lunar came out in 1995 on Sega Saturn. Because that title eluded me. But I got it on PlayStation. PlayStation 1.
Should we just ask if it's part of the Lunar? Because I mean we
That-
know it's
Yeah, that'd probably be
Okay.
the best thing to do.
all right.
Yeah.
Is it part of the Lunar series?
Yes.
Okay, so now we just got to figure out
Mm.
which freaking one.
So how many Lunar games are there?
I think it's just 2 standalones. Silver
So
Story Complete and I can't remember the title of the first one.
So-
Lunar Blue. It ain't Blue Earth. That's the other game. That's that technical
so
game.
what the way I would tackle this, since there's only 2 within that, with that time frame, I would say try to compare and contrast what made Lunar 1 different from Lunar 2, or Lunar 2 different from Lunar 1. What's like the biggest change, or it could be any change. It could be game mechanics, story elements.
I can't remember.
Can't
I
remember.
haven't played. I haven't played in such a long time, and I've done a video or something on it recently, but it's I just mashed the stuff up. I don't remember, and I know it got re-released too. One
So
was the
which one
origin
do you
for it.
think came out on both then? Because he said yes to Sega and
The blue,
Sony.
the blue one. But I don't know the full title to it because the second one I think is Silver Story Complete, but
Okay.
I think it's Lunar Blue or something like that, but I can't remember exactly the full title to it. But that one came out in 95 on Saturn, and I
Uh-huh.
think it came out on Saturn first, and then it came out on PlayStation like the following year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So it could be that one because he said yes to both. It came out on Sony and Sega.
We could narrow it down and ask the year.
All right. What do you
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 could
want to
just
say?
ask.
You want to say on and before 95? Because then
I was
that will take care of the Sony one because
I
if it
would
came out after Sony.
I would say on or before 97. That's what I would say. Because
Okay.
that'll give a little wiggle room. If we say on or before 96, well, because I know the one on Sega Saturn came out in 95.
Okay. So did the game come out on 90, not on and before 97?
On or before 97?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So are we gonna just narrow down which Lunar game came out during that time frame?
So I think he's on the right track.
I just don't remember the
Geek.
full
I think Geek
title.
is on the right track.
I just don't remember the
Um,
full title to it.
I
Silver Story
mean,
Complete and
well,
Lunar.
I don't. I mean, are you going to nitpick with the exact wording of the entire title?
I think you shouldn't, because
No, I won't. I won't.
So it's either Lunar Silver Story, or what was the other one you said? It was blue.
Lunar Blue
Okay.
something.
So which one came out first?
The Lunar Blue.
Lunar Blue came out first.
Yeah, that one came out in 95 on Sega Saturn first. Then it came out on PlayStation. I want to say 95 or 96.
It's a
And it
flip of a
is
coin on this one at this point.
flip a coin.
Yeah. So it's either silver or blue. It's one of those two.
Oh, they both came out in the okay.
I don't know if Silver came out on Saturn or on any Sega. So I'm really thinking it's going to be the blue.
I trust your memory and judgment, to be honest. I mean,
David, help out in the chat.
I feel like if David hops in, he will legit, like, I don't. He will find
PS1 was released in 95.
We could
So-
ask if the game is on Sega Saturn, because we still got about 6 to 7 questions left. So we
Okay.
could ask if
All right.
it's on Sega Saturn, and then that will just hone it right there. Well, then again, because it's on
It can
both
still be
consoles,
either one. Yeah. It can
we
still be
can
either one.
ask, did it come out on Sega Saturn first? And then if that's the case, then it definitely is blue, which I think it really is blue. Frick.
I mean, we can ask that. Did the game come out on the Sega Saturn?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, in terms of like chronological order, did Blue come out first, or did Silver's Story came out first? Like in terms of order, Silver Star released in '93 on Sega CD.
Oh.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought I
There
thought
you
the
go. So
blue was the first. But he said Saturn. I don't remember. I
yeah,
don't remember silver being on Saturn though. It could have,
unless they
but
have a re-release.
I think the main key
Is
thing
okay.
here.
Here's what I'm gonna say then.
Sure.
Is the game the original, or is the game a re-release of the original?
Is the game a re-release of the original?
Yeah. Like, did they like remake it, like repackage it into another game?
I mean, it's kind of hard to answer that question.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Then skip that. Then get rid of that one. Okay. All right. So I mean, we're basically stuck. It's either Silver Star or Lunar Silver or Lunar Blue. Those are gonna be basically we have to pick.
We just need to find like a actual difference between the two.
Dude, I don't
games,
remember.
so that's the thing.
can we ask if it has the word blue in the title?
I mean, if you want to be nitpicky like that, sure, yeah.
I mean, we still got seven.
yeah.
We still got. I'm just asking. We
That's
still
a
got
good one.
I mean,
Honestly,
that's
that's a good question.
We still got
technically
No, I won't accept that question.
Oh come
Okay.
on, man! No way.
That's like asking does the game have a 7 in the title when you're trying to figure out if it's Final Fantasy 7 or something.
But
guess
technically, if
guess who
we're
did that? You did, James. Like,
yeah,
come on.
yeah,
That was when
I
I
mean,
knew the answer
that's
and I was playing around.
the advanced hangman technique. We could ask, but I don't remember which one was the origin story. And now I'm starting to feel that Silver Story Complete was the origin story. But I do remember, I remember the Sega Saturn, 'cause I had it in my hand, the Sega Saturn, because it had those long, cheap CD type cases. And I remember Luna, and she was turned to the side with her little red bandana on, and she's got bluish purple hair. And then the homie Alex, he has his sword like right here, and he's got the little red helmet with the cross on it, and it's got the little, I forgot the little never-ending story.
Is it the same character in both games?
It's the same characters.
Okay, so we can't use
Yeah.
character names to knock that out. So it's either the first or the second, right?
Yeah,
So
it's only one
so did Silver Star came out first based on 93? So then Blue would have to be the second, right?
It would have to be the second one then.
All right.
Or hold. Let me.
Okay.
Blue-
So here's the thing then.
Sure.
Did the game come out before or after? Or no, yeah. Did the game come out on or before 1994?
No.
Okay. So
Okay.
it came out in 95 to 98. One of those two. So
And which game is that?
I think that's going to be the blue. Because that one came out, that one was on Saturn on 95. I didn't even know that the Silver Story Silver came out on Sega CD in 93.
So,
I didn't know that.
According to David, he said
Lunar 2, Eternal
Blue release on 1994.
There it is, Eternal Blue. There it is.
On Sega CD and Saturn
Blue.
came out on 1995.
Shout out to David. Because like that stupid Eternal, I knew it was blue. Something. So yeah. Eternal Blue. I think it's going to be Lunar Eternal Blue. We can kind of narrow it down if we want to do more, but I think that's going to be it.
I think the only thing I will ask you, Geek, is which one was
did
more
Eternal Blue ever come out on the Sony platform?
Yep, I had it for Sony, and it came out with a nice little map, and you put cloth map, and it came up with the book, and I love it again.
All right, James, is the game the second in the series?
Yes, it is.
All right, go ahead, Geek.
Ask
him what game it is.
Okay, so just ask him if I think it's the Lunar. James, is it Lunar Eternal Blue?
Yes, it is. It is Lunar Eternal Blue. Originally released in Japan in 94 on Sega CD, and then in the US in 95 on Sega CD. then Sega Saturn in 98, Japan only, and then on PlayStation in Japan in 99, and then the US in 2000. And to answer it, it is the second in the series. They are not the same characters as the first game. They are different characters except for the main girl who is I forgot her name now. Luna, I think is her name.
Yeah, it was Luna.
Yeah.
It was Luna and Alex, right?
Alex was the hero of the first game. Hero is the hero of the second game. But yeah,
Thanks for the assist, David.
the
you.
second
For
game
confirmation.
actually, the second game. So the Sega CD version was like a toned down version, and then they remade it. It wasn't really a remake. They upscaled everything. So like graphically, the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation version was way better looking. But other than that, it was like the same exact game. That's why I couldn't say. I mean, you could say it's a remaster. But what I got confused in the beginning was there's a Lunar wiki, and it says it released on the Saturn, PlayStation, on Windows, on the PS2, and on the DS. But I was like, I don't remember any of those platforms. And it says it never released in the US on a Sega console. I was like, that can't be right. Like, I know it released on a Sega console. So then I found another wiki, and it did say it did. So yeah,
I held the damn thing. That's why I was like, I remember it. I remember the game. It was my homeboy.
I had it too.
Remember the homeboy who threw the Dragon Force across the room? He had that game too.
Yeah.
And I held it in my hands.
Always remember the dodge this. Like every time he attacked. Yeah, that game is amazing. If you haven't played Lunar 2, amazing. And Lunar 1 is also really good, but I think Lunar 2 is just a lot better story-wise. It was like, I think 5 discs instead of like 4 discs. It was very long because there was anime cutscenes, pretty long anime cutscenes. The soundtrack is amazing. There's voice acting, like not fully voice acting, but there's a lot of voice acting in that game. Like it was the first time that I saw voice acting in like, I would say maybe 50% of the game. A lot of the dialogue was voice acted, which was pretty cool. What else?
I thought it was Grandia too. But it was another game that you have mentioned recently too.
Yeah.
So.
The other thing I wanted to mention is you mentioned Evolution. Evolution was on Dreamcast. Evolution 1 and 2, because I played those on Dreamcast. And Shenmue was on Dreamcast and Xbox. It came out on the Xbox in the US.
But Xbox came out after 2000 though. It came out in 2001.
Mm-hmm. And they ported it. They ported Shenmue 1 and 2 to the Xbox. But yeah, nice job. David came in clutch for you guys.
Yeah, teamwork made the dream work.
Exactly.
But yeah, highly recommend it. Lunar. The cool thing about Lunar 2 is because I played Lunar 2 first, and there's like a whole flashback sequence of like Alex and the original heroes. Because I think this takes like 1,000 years later, after the first game, and then going back and playing part 1 and getting to that part where the flashback takes place was actually pretty cool. I played the first one on GBA because it was a GBA port.
They also got one, if you want to buy it legally. They also got one, got Lunar Silver Star on Apple actually as well.
They do have that one there. I thought about getting it, but the last comment, I was looking in the like App Store in the comments, and one of the comments says that they hadn't updated in years and it was broken. But then they did update it eventually.
Yeah, they did. There's a review that like happened on April 2023, and literally the caption says no crashes and stuff.
Yeah,
I might even get it on Apple TV since it's already compatible with Apple TV. I might just do that.
My brother bought it because he wanted to replay Lunar. It's a good game. Like that one, I think that one is the PSP version, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember.
And thank God for controller support. They put that in there. I'm like, yes. Dragon Quest, take some notes. They'll put controller support there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Lunar 2 did come out on PC.
Oh,
I just noticed there's a box art piece for PC here. Yeah.
Lunar 2 came out for PC?
Okay. Yeah, it did. Interesting. I never knew that. But yeah, nice job. Great game. Highly recommend it. Well worth it. And yeah.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Alrighty, everyone. Next week we do have a special podcast. We should have a special guest. coming in. Gotta hit him up, make sure he's still down for it, which I'm pretty sure he is. But yeah, if everything goes well, we will have a special guest. It will be not a numbered podcast next week, but just a special podcast where we'll have some special talk, some things like that. We'll just have a lot of fun. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I will announce it on YouTube and on X as well if everything goes through. But I think we should be all right. So definitely stay tuned to that podcast. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun there. Geek, any update on your channel? Anything you want to mention? Talk about before we end?
We're in the rendering phase, so I took the 3 weeks off, and I've cut down. It's been a lot of work. Let's say that. So, but I'm excited for when the I was just tagging the stuff now when the archives comes back. I really like how the 30-minute ones are coming through. I just found out now you can only have 5 info cards per video. I didn't know that until right now, which that kind of sucks. But whatever. But yes, it does, because I was going to put my Amazon affiliate stuff in there too. You know what I mean? But other than that, yeah, I started CSRs last night, and so I'm like 4 hours into that, and so
Nice.
far I put it on the projector, and yeah, I was enjoying it. It's actually it takes me back, and the music is really nice. I'm excited to see where it goes. So that's really about it on my end. Oh, and 1000 Year for y'all that watch Bleach. Yeah, I'll check that out. And of course, One Piece, because
Yeah.
we're out of the Wano series after 280 episodes.
Yeah,
Literally 280
David, who's
episodes.
been watching, I know, Bleach. So, because when it came back, he was talking about it.
It's
Yeah.
good. That's all I can say.
What about you, Fan? Any updates on you? Any events that you're gonna be doing?
Nothing right now that I'm aware of.
What about you, Ash?
Just chilling. Still
Just
haven't
chilling.
uploaded. Just still haven't uploaded anything. So, but yeah.
Yeah, and as you know, keep an eye out. I'm gonna try to plan more events. Got to get together with everybody here, do some cool stuff. Like we're finishing our Crystal Chronicles playthrough. We do have a special video that we're working on. I mentioned it last week of we're gonna have a little type of game show coming out. It's gonna be very fun. Very fun. We had technical difficulties last week. We were trying to record it, but yeah, it didn't work out. So hopefully this week, which actually I got to get to you guys after the podcast about that. But yeah, hopefully we get that out because it's gonna be a lot of fun. And then hopefully do a video every month. It's not gonna be like a weekly thing because it's how can I put it? It just makes sense to have every month because I want to have as many different guests on there as well as possible to have different people play against each other and stuff like that. And if it was every week, I personally don't think I could find enough people to fill up every week. So keep an eye out on that. And once we hit 500 subscribers, I want to do something special with all 4 of us. If everybody's down, I don't know, like something special, just something fun. We gotta celebrate somehow. We gotta celebrate somehow. So we're gonna have to think of something fun to do with everybody after hitting that 500 subscriber goal. I think I said 400. I meant 500 subscribers. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. Geek, where can I catch you at?
You can find me here on YouTube under The Geek Show, and I lost there. Twitch under The Geek Show, and Instagram, X, basically everywhere under The Geek Show. Even TikTok. But I'm not there on TikTok a lot.
I've been debating on streaming on TikTok. I was talking with somebody, Somber Gamer, because he's been streaming on TikTok and he's actually got like 7,000 followers now from doing that. So
It's easier to. I've heard it's easier to do it on TikTok than it is YouTube.
yeah,
But then again, a lot of people on TikTok also migrate to YouTube because YouTube still has a bigger
yeah,
Bigger payout.
pool. Yeah.
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 Bigger
Which
bigger pull, bigger
Mhm.
payout.
yeah, YouTube. I would definitely see. I would have to figure out how to do this because I don't want to get. I would never get rid of YouTube. YouTube is bread and butter. That's everything. Twitch though, I don't mind. I mean, we got 6 people on Twitch right now, but like typically most of the views that we get is usually YouTube. Like everything is always YouTube. So I wouldn't mind doing like TikTok, and it's similar. I could just post my shorts over there as well if I
Mhm.
create a
But
following.
that's what I do. Is I just take the
Yeah.
Who's That Black Person or Geek News and throw it on there. And
Mhm.
sometimes it'll do good on it's funny how it is. One time something will blow up on one thing, and then on the other one, it's just dry desert.
No. I thought of another parody for you to do. So we already told you about the Geek Show one. You ever watch
Well,
see
the
you
Geek Show. I was looking
yeah.
that up after you told me that, to be honest with
You ever watch CB4?
you. Yeah, yeah.
I think you know what I'm talking about. So you can do with Who's That Black Person, but have a different thing, have a music video, but like, go through and just show every character. You know what scene I'm talking about?
I don't know which thing you're talking about. I would have to look it up. I haven't seen that movie yet. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
I'll
My
tell you
goodness.
off stream so that I don't spoil
Okay.
this for anybody that might want to see. But yeah,
It's funny, but it's really not a good movie.
no.
That's it's CV4. It's pretty.
It's a parody movie, you know. You know
Yeah,
how those movies were back then, like that. Don't Be a
yeah,
Menace and South
yeah.
Central.
It was
Like
like
all,
Turkey Juice. Yeah.
yeah, all those good movies back then, which still
Oh,
never they
Chris Rock.
yep with Chris Rock in it.
Of course, Chris Rock.
But yeah, Ash, where can I catch you at?
At Ash Destroy him, so I haven't uploaded anything. And instead of looking me up, you should try to get the Super Mario Bros. Movie 4K Blu-ray and digital pack for $16.77 off of Amazon.com.
Nice.
With the Random Encounters affiliate link as well. So
We lost the affiliate link. We lost it.
wait, what? How?
Yeah, according to it, it says there was not enough activity. I guess people weren't
Yeah.
clicking on the links.
Did you get more
You
than
just
three
reapply.
three sales within 90 days?
Mm.
Oh,
You
I
just
got
reapply.
one. Yeah, I got one.
oh, I thought you did. I don't know. Damn. Okay.
No, I didn't. I got one, unfortunately. Nobody bought anything. Sad.
Well, I always see you doing product reviews, so why not do a product review from Amazon and do that?
Yeah, I'll do a
Yeah.
PlayStation Portal and do a link on there if Amazon's
Dun,
even
dun,
selling
dun,
it.
dun, dun.
Yeah.
I hope.
But we got a Green Man Gaming link, so I'll still continue to post that because actually I've gotten a lot more people buying on Green Man Gaming, like some of the games that I post. So there's that. What about you, fam? Where can I catch you at?
Yeah, you can catch me on Twitch and YouTube at Phaneckswhy.
Awesome. And as always, you can catch me here at the Random Encounter, where I do YouTube videos. I do stream twice a week. And of course, I do the podcast with these lovely people here with me. And we try to get you a guest as much as possible. I try to look for people, ask people to see if they can come on. It's all dependent on if they're willing to do that. But appreciate everybody for showing up. My name is James. Catch you guys next time. And let's try to hit that 500 subscriber goal. So close. So close.